A common sense approach to primary manipulation and employment. Hey everybody, this is Michael with Asymmetrical Preparedness. What am I talking about? This is a primary. This is your primary go-to long gun. A rifle. Alright, so I see a lot of tactical type stuff out there. I want to go over and discuss my methods of employing this weapon system as far as how do you hold it. You see a lot of different things out there. You see all the tactical dudes, you see old school people, you know, they go about it old school. You see a lot of different approaches to how to hold your rifle in a tactical situation. Now, caveat, it does change. If you're prone, it changes. If you're kneeling, it changes a little bit, but you don't want to change too much. You want to keep it the same way every time. That's important. So you get those reps, you get that muscle memory built in. All right, but the main thing I want to talk about is your support hand, because this hand is always in the same place. It's pretty much doing the same thing. There's not much you could talk about this hand, realistically. Support hand. I have seen a lot of people, a lot of the flat range, 3-gun match type people, tactical dudes, they do the C-clamp, which we'll talk about that. I'll talk about benefits of the C-clamp and why you do it. But first, I want to show, you know, they'll be running their hand way out here and they'll be doing this stuff and, you know, being all cool and tactical and high speed. Okay. Now I know they do the C-clamp for a reason, and we'll discuss that. But one of the things I want to talk about first is in a real world combative situation, why you do not want to do this. Look at that, okay? Look at where my arm is. Look at where my vital organs are. Wide open. So, the C-clamp being important, but why not change it up a little bit? Why not? This is why my vert grip is here. Why not place my hand there? I still get the C-clamp. I still get the benefits of the C-clamp, but also, if you're looking at me like this, see how my arm sticks out? That makes a wider signature also. What happens if I tuck my arm in? I'm a slimmer signature. Not as much to see, identify, or to shoot at. That's one part of the reason why I support my weapon with my support hand the way I do. Okay, so being like that, okay, what else happens? See where my vital organs are. If I rotate down like that, just a little bit more protection for my vitals. I would much rather get shot in the arm than in my vitals. So that's one thing to think about. All these little tiny things matter, all right? So, and I'm talking about it practically, common sense, not being a tactical, not looking cool, not doing all that stuff. Real world, what will help you survive the fight. Okay, so this is my stance, like this. From the other angle, nice and tucked in. None of this, none of that bit like they used to teach. Nice and tucked in. On this side, you look at it, nice and tucked in. Nice and tight. Okay, protecting my vitals. Let's talk about the C-clamp. Okay, the C-clamp. I see people holding vert grips, one of my pet peeves. And I get it, it's a personal thing. If people want to do it and that's the way they like to do it and that's the way they're trained and they're experienced at doing it, fine. I don't like it at all. But that's just me. I'm not saying it's right or wrong. But grabbing the vert grip like this, just grabbing it like that. See where my hand is? My hand is all the way on the vert grip. Why do I not like that? Because look how wobbly the rifle is. Very, very wobbly. Now if I shift to the C-clamp, that rifle is not wobbly at all. That is important for accuracy. Now, why the C-clamp? Why not hold the mag well? Now, sometimes I do. If I'm sitting there in a situation where I'm holding the rifle up for long periods of time and I need to glass an area or something like that, I will. Because then I can use that elbow, I can tuck it into my torso and I can support myself, provide structure, it provides support, and for more accurate shots. This is not for long range accurate shots. This may be if I need to. Now, not that this is a long range weapon system. There are different ways to do it. The C-clamp. why the C-clamp, and why holding your rifle out further and closer to the end than way back here. All right, I will demonstrate for you. I will act like there is a target over here and there's a target over here. Transitioning between targets. That's where this comes into play. Now, if I need to get a stance so I can properly engage both targets. Okay, if I'm over here and I'm at this target and then I'm going to transition over to that target, watch the end of my muzzle. Just watch it, pay attention, and I'm going to try to do it quickly. See what happened there? I'll do it again. That one I did much better. But the whole concept is that wiggle. That last little, you overshot and you got to come back. That's because you have from here all the way out to the end of your rifle is all that leverage point. You got all that weight wanting to swing you past where you intend to stop. Now, if you put support arm out here closer to the end of the muzzle, then I will do the same thing. I did have to come back a tiny bit there, but that was my fault because it's getting dark out here in shadows and I was trying to figure out what I was actually aiming at. It allows that quick transition between targets without having all that leverage out there pulling you past where you intend to stop, where you intend to engage that target. That is the point of having your arm out there a little bit, but it doesn't have to be all the way out there, and I showed you the negatives of that also. So that is one of the biggest points and the reasons why I manipulate and hold my weapon system the way I do. The vert grip. Why a vert grip then? You don't need a vert grip. Never intend to say or imply that you need a vert grip. I prefer a vert grip for two reasons. One reason is when, if I didn't have a vert grip, if I put my hand up to the rifle, I may not place my support hand in the same exact location every time. With my vert grip there, it's an index point. And I know there's angle grips, there's little stops, there's different things you can put on that enable the same ability to have your hand in the same location every time. But there's another reason why vert grip specifically. And it only comes into play almost never. I think maybe in my time in the military, maybe one time this came into play. But if you're ever in a situation where usually it's CQB, if you're in a room or something like that, and somehow, due to your own fault or just Murphy's Law, some bad guy grabs the end of your rifle. Well, then what do? You don't want to be controlled by it. You don't want to be flung around. You don't want to be flipped to the ground. You don't want to be anything like that to happen to you. So what do? Well, you stop, drop, and redirect, or stop, drop, fire. You stop whatever you're doing, the motion, and then you drop, meaning you drop your weight away from the target. And as you drop your weight, you yank back. This vert grip gives you a surface area to provide a lot of pulling strength to rip that rifle back out of the guy's hands. And then, yes, the rifle's down here, but I can still fire from right there. It's okay. And I'd be on the ground. I'm not going to show you the whole thing because the camera's not set up to properly show it. But if I'm coming around and I have to drop and pull, my weapon system is still there. This hand is still where it needs to be to fire. Boom, boom, boom. Okay? That is a situation that probably will never ever happen to you. But a lot of people will say SHTF will never happen either. So why prepare? Same instance. I prefer it there for those reasons. That, not going to get into citing how else I use this weapon system, but that is why I run my support hand the way I do. Quick little recap. Out here, drop down to protect my vitals. C-clamp to provide quicker target acquisition between transitioning between targets. And the vert grip for positive placement of my hand. Those are the primary reasons I employ my weapon system the way I do. Hope you guys liked the video. Love you guys. Have a wonderful day. And blessings to you and yours.